doubt about justice. Did Chris Waats confess too fast to protect Nicole Kessinger, or was just justice too rushed instead of completion? Did investigators stop digging too early? Did someone else know more than what we know about this case? These questions exist because serious anomalies were never fully examined, right? So, entry of Nicole Kessinger, if you see in this case, Nicole Kessinger, she was from Colorado as geologist, mostly off the grid. Before she met Chris Watts personally, she had recently left an abusive relationship at that time of 2017-18 and deleted her social media posts and redirected the mails to her father's account and house. The focus then shifted to Nicole and Chris' relationship beginning of around June 2018 when the affair started. They first exchanged work emails, which escalated very quickly from professional to flirtatious and then to intimate affair relationship. Early digital flags of Forsenic data which showed Nicole googled Chris Watts as early as 2017, even before they came together and first met in person. She also searched for Chris' wife Shannon Watts months before meeting Chris itself. So police later admitted that this data existed but was never fully investigated because Chris pled guilty and accepted sole responsibility. Once he did that, investigators stopped digging, which means that the serious unanswered questions were ignored in this case. Okay, and if you see Nicole's police interview, we could see the irregularities. There are major concerns regarding Nicole's police interview. Her father was present physically in that interview room with her. He interrupted often, guided answers to her, and also regulated the flow of conversation, how it should go, which is not as per procedural standard police procedure. It appears that there was a way that they were trying to manage his daughter's emotion and prevent her from saying anything that is unintended to this case. Before the interview, Nicole deleted a large amount of data from her phone, effectively destroying evidences prior to procedural submission, which is itself is a serious one, right? So Nicole's self-preservation versus her behavior differences that you could see. She claimed she didn't want to interfere with Chris' time with his children, and also she said she preferred talking only when the kids were asleep during the affair. She also emphasized that she wanting space and independence, even suggesting a week on, week off custody arrangements where Chris could see. But taken together, these claims suggested that the relationship was separated from his children. He wanted where the children became obstacle to the time with Chris. That's what she felt. Contradiction what she actually did and what before she tell. So her behavior contradicted her claims in the interview, where she discussed selling the house, pushed Chris to a few new places, encouraged him to embrace singlehood, and repeatedly asked about bordens or girls, but then separated from him fully. Record also shows that she frequently visited Shannon's Facebook page. When questioned by police, she avoided details and repeatedly claimed things like she couldn't remember specified not just once but across many questions. She said that she couldn't remember anything related to that. So exposure where Nicole contacted police by herself. Some believe Nicole contacted police out of guilt, but that might not be accurate in this case. And Anacado manager first reported emails proving the affair. Only after the exposure, Nicole contacted police by herself. On the same day, investigators learned about the affair. She said to them that can cop trace the text messages, the timing matters. It struggles. She texted anxiety after exposure, not voluntary transparency from her Google images. So love bombing and future fantasies. Evidence showed that Nicole searched for wedding dresser. She also Googled will a man marry a mistress and leave his wife. She spoke to Chris daily and remained deeply involved throughout that 5 week short term affair. Within those 5 weeks, she discussed marriage, moving in the wedding dresses, and giving him a first son. Ask yourself, do healthy relationship move this fast? I don't think so. This is love bombing and not romance, right? So confidence combined with speed, it will create a predatory certainty for her. Right? A script aimed to erase Chris' existing life fully. That's what we could see here. And rival fixation is in her mind. This is a psychological term. What is rival fixation? It just begins with jealousy and escalates into obsession. Repeatedly comparing yourself to someone who already occupies the position you want so badly just because of jealousy. And Nicole repeated searches of Shannon's Facebook crossed from curiosity into obsessional comparison. At that point, Shannon was no longer just a wife. She became a rival to be replaced by Nicole herself. Sexual searches before the lazy dog data. So before the lazy dog day that they went to, Nicole searched for how to prepare for anal sex guides, threesomes, double penetrations. These searches directly contradict her claim that she was distancing herself from Chris. And after North Carolina escalation, what might have happened between those two? After returning from the North Carolina, Shannon told friends to her friends that Chris no longer wanted the baby. She cancelled the gender reveal also. At the same time, Chris and Nicole resumed their affair immediately once they returned from the vacation on August 12th. After the lazy dog date, a credit card charge exposed the affair to Shannon for the first time, a turning point where everything gone up unraveled so soon. And the pregnancy trigger also, which is very much critical here. The psychologically pregnancy is a dominant trigger for Nicole. Why? Because it anchors the wife permanently in Chris' life, and it creates a legacy block for her replacement fantasy. Nicole reportedly wanted to give Chris his first son, not Shannon, through her and not Shannon. And not she wanted to start a new life away from the old one. When Shannon's pregnancy became undeniable, that fantasy completely collapsed. In Nicole's mind, the rival had won. This can provoke narcissistic injury, escalation, obsessive thinking, and dark ideation. Oxycodone and drug discussions. And you could see that Chris later claimed he tried to give Shannon Watts oxycodone, a dosage that could cause miscarriage to the pregnant ladies. He refused to say where he got it, and phone record shows that Nicole called Chris, then clinic, then Chris again. So searches included oxycodone usage and dosages. And because Nichols' investigation stopped abruptly in the midway, these threads were never fully examined. And if it is true, it suggests an attempt to erase a continuation of the old life of Chris. Also, if you could see the claim versus reality, Nicole claimed I encouraged him to fix his marriage. But that contradicts the wedding card searches, marrying your mistress. And searches that sexualize planning, continued daily contact, words, and behaviors do not align with what she said. And voicemails, the marks lips. So, what disturbed many people were Nicole's voicemail. It was more or less like childlike, giggly, sexualized, starkly contrasting the calm, controlled demeanor with the police investigation. This extreme mismatch reveals a tightly curated public persona and a very different private one which she tried to hide. Psychological profile, why this mattered in this particular case. So Chris Watts was a passive, avoidant, approval seeking, and low in assertiveness, right? His identity was built around being a good man. Such personality are highly susceptible to idealization, sexual validation coming from a mistress or any lady, external pressurization to start full over. So Nicole provided intense validation, future-oriented fantasy, minimization of consequences, and rapid emotional escalation within few weeks away from old one. This is psychological enabling and not a conspiracy anymore. And that's why you could see why Chris took full blame, not pointing fingers on Nicole, because he could have scapegoated Nicole. Because he is dependent and shame driven. Individuals blame and protect their attachment figures at any cost. They self destruct rather than confront. Silence means loyalty, family protection, and emotional dependency here, and not innocence from Chris' side. After the murder, if you could see the final red flag, Chris asked even Nicole what to do with Shannon's wedding ring. And Nicole suggested just pawn it. Not a shock, not a grief, just practicality for her. You could see. And final position, from whatever we could see, Nicole did not physically commit the murder. It's Chris who did that. But evidence suggests that she may have reinforced, normalized, brainwashed, and encouraged Chris's desire to erase his current life fully, while denying or is underestimating the capacity for violence that he's capable of. That is not innocence at any cost. It's psychologically dangerous proximity one could involve in with the psychopath.